Welcome to the Plant-Centered and Thriving Podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Kitchens. Welcome to the show, Plant-Centered listener. My name is Ashley.
And I'm Katie.
And we're together again, having a wonderful podcast recording.
We're only 30 little miles away.
It's true. So today we couldn't be in person, but we are 30 miles recording this online, and it's the second best thing, I suppose.
Yeah, so we're making it work.
Yep. Well, we hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. This episode, which I'm actually really excited for this episode, we're going to talk about some really incredible, easy, amazing recipes for the holidays. But really, Katie, any of these recipes you can make any time you want because they're like warm, cozy recipes that are like perfect for this time of year.
Yes, and they are simple. I don't know about you guys out there, but when it comes to the holidays, which is 2 weeks away, I just want something easy. I don't want to wreck my kitchen. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I want something that is straightforward and simple.
Yes. And I don't know about you, but I'm seeing so many videos online on like Instagram and TikTok of like all these really cool festive meals that you can create, which you can go to the extremes if you want to, or you can make it really, really simple. But man, I'm looking at some of these videos and like, wow, that is incredible.
My favorite, I am like totally into the vegan charcuteries. Oh my gosh. The tablescapes. If you guys don't know, I used to be an event planner. So I used to, I didn't do it, but I used to think it up in my brain and then the event managers would actually execute it. They did the hard work, but I am obsessed with those reels. I love those.
Yes. Katie, I can't remember if I told you this. This might have been a couple years ago now. We had this really big vegan charcuterie board at our family Christmas. My sister was hosting. My sister is vegan, her and her family. And my mom ordered a bunch of cheeses from Miyoko's. And they're these, beautiful cheese wheels that we placed out on this table. Well, someone in my family, I won't mention names.
Lena?
No dogs got to it, thank goodness. Although I'm sure she would have loved to. She did not know that the cheeses were vegan. And yes, we are well aware of her allergies, so there was no concern there. But this person is eating them and thinking it's real cheese, and it wasn't. And she was so shocked when we told them, oh no, that's actually plant-based. And I mean, she loved them. And so I was like,
yes. Oh my gosh. I remember we had some at the retreat and that was like one of my favorite parts. Those Miyoko's cheeses are so good.
They are so good. Okay. Before we get into today's episode, let's talk about the course really quick because we have this incredible course that can teach you how to go plant-based in 30 days. It will teach you.
30 days? You're pulling my leg. That's incredible.
It has everything you need to really start from eating the standard American diet to going fully plant-based in 30 days. And we have a bunch of like guest lectures. We have incredible footage to how to survive the holidays, even a lot of bonus materials that supplement the core of what it takes to go plant-based, including where you're going to get all your protein. We cover macros. We talk about supplementation. We go through everything. That way you walk away feeling like I am doing this and I'm doing it well and I'm giving my body everything that it needs to thrive on a plant-based diet. So really stoked for this course. The link is in our show notes. So you can easily access it or share it with somebody who maybe is looking to go plant-based in 2024.
I mean, perfect stocking stuffer. Just print off that first page with Ashley's beautiful face on it and put it in their stocking. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, the best gift ever.
I'm honored. Okay, so let's talk about what we look for when it comes to choosing holiday recipes. We kind of already touched on that. You said simple, quick, easy, nutritious, colorful, beautiful, eye-catching, all the things. Your senses are just like drawn to this plant-based meal.
Yes. And I think this applies for anybody who's looking to simplify like their meal planning as well. Is I'm looking for simple kind of whole food ingredients. So if it calls for a lot of like really expensive things that I have to go to like 3 different grocery stores for, like that's usually a big turnoff. I want limited ingredients and simple things that I can spell and recognize.
Gosh, that sounds like my poor mom who goes to multiple grocery stores in her small town of Indiana to get all the ingredients for our like holiday meals.
I like when I can just I click jump to the recipe, and if I'm scrolling through the recipe multiple clicks, I'm already turned off. I
Yep.
want a short little ingredients box and a short little prep box. And
Yes.
I like a nice short prep time. This is just me personally. I don't want to mess up a lot of pots. I want as few pots as possible. So I really look to, if it's a one pot meal, that's like one that I'm saving for sure. If I
Yes.
like the ingredients and the picture's pretty, I'm like one pot, I'm sold.
Yep, I completely agree. Gosh, Katie, who invented the jump to recipe? Because that link has been a game changer. I appreciate the blogger's life story, but now when I'm looking for a recipe and I want it right away.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
But I do, if it is a first time recipe, once I've committed to the recipe, I do appreciate they have some tips and tricks. But yeah,
Yes.
life stories, I know, I'm sure it's fascinating, you guys, but sometimes I just gotta skip to the recipe.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you to whoever invented jump to recipe and whoever started that.
So yeah, so that's what those are some things, those kind of criteria that I'm looking forward to before I commit to a recipe.
Yes. Yep. I completely agree. So, when eating plant based during the holidays, really changing your presentation is sometimes all you need to do to feel festive. And Katie, I know that you were event planner and you had some clients that had very different requests. And so, it really was up to you to maybe like serve something similar, but just totally change the decor so that it looks really festive.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know the dishes that I use are white, so I can kind of use, like I said, kind of accent pieces to bring in some color. But it can be real simple. I mean, just candles, like some branches from outside, some pine cones,
Oh
like
my goodness, just go to your backyard and start chopping stuff
yes.
down.
But napkins, a red napkin in a glass, like a
Yep.
red napkin on a white plate, like all of a sudden, whatever you end up presenting is very festive. And it doesn't have to be red, it can be blue like snowflakes
Yeah.
or white on white, have some fun with it, but don't feel pressure, like, especially when we're plant-based eaters. I kind of take pride in thinking outside the box and kind of challenging tradition and doing our own thing. And so, I kind of like to mix it up a little bit and get away from the traditional dishes. So hopefully these
Yes.
these will inspire you guys.
And some of these things you can use over and over again. I bought little Christmas trees at Target maybe 8 years ago, and I still use them to this day
Mhm.
and all my other little decor. So if you're afraid of like buying something that's whatever the equivalent of fast fashion is for
Yes.
decor, a lot of that stuff is actually you can repurpose over and over again. So you don't have to necessarily throw it away, which is nice. And if you don't have a pine tree in your backwoods, like a lot of us do here in North Carolina, then
I'll give you mine. I
there
hate
you
pine
go.
trees.
They're everywhere. Okay, Katie, sorry, quick story on pine trees. So Nick and I, our first Christmas, I was in school. He was like fresh out of school. So we didn't have money to really buy anything when it came to Christmas decor. So we went out behind a Harris Teeter parking lot. And is this illegal? I don't know if I should share this. It's a long time ago. We
Statute of
chopped,
limitations.
there you go. We chopped down like this small little pine tree and
Oh
brought
my
it in the
god.
house. And I like tied it to the wall with like dental floss so it would hang up, like actually hang up. It was pretty sad. It was like our little Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. I would have killed to see a video of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do
That's true.
sometimes.
That's right. Ah,
Well, if you're looking for recipes, let's say, Christmas is 2 weeks away, you have people coming over, you're not sure what to make, maybe it's your first time. Do you have some go-to resources that you really like?
I do actually. I actually had a client Slack me this week, and it's funny that you put some of these resources down. She asked me just for some like whole food plant based recipes that were holiday friendly, and I sent her forks over knives. If you just Google like forks over or I think like top plant-based, whole food plant-based holiday meals, Forks Over Knives is one of the first ones to come up, and they have like 100 different recipes that you can create, which is a little overwhelming, but they do have some really like easy to make whole food plant-based recipes. So that's probably one of my favorite resources. Forks Over Knives is just like the OG. So
Oh, I love, they have such, it's a lot, but they have such a variety. They have
yes.
like really elaborate, really simple, like anything you can think of, they have.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. Also, Minimalist Baker is another one of my favorites. When you go to her page, when you go to recipes or all recipes, there's a way where you can categorize everything or really limit things down to what exactly it is you're looking for, whether it's an appetizer, whether it has dairy or not dairy in it. So you can really get specific on what you're looking for when it comes to a whole food plant-based holiday meal as well, which is really cool. Her tool is amazing.
I don't know where she got that, but there's very few websites that have that kind of filter function. And for recipes, I have not found another one that is that user friendly because she has so many. So she is always my first stop. Shout out to
Yep.
Minimalist Baker.
Yes. Yeah, because you can also even limit the amount of ingredients you use. I think she has like 30-minute,
Mm-hmm.
one bowl, 10
Mm-hmm.
ingredients, all those things. So
So good for beginners. So if you're a beginner, you got to start there
yeah,
because it's so user friendly.
it's very user friendly.
Yeah.
Vegan Richa is another one. Oh my goodness. I feel like
Yes.
every time I look up a recipe, hers is like top of the list. And every recipe I've made of hers has been delicious. So she is a great resource, and she's got some fun festive holiday recipes as well.
And she has a killer newsletter. I think I've been on her newsletter for like 10 years. I have so many recipes saved. She's also very amazing. Just because she's been doing it so long, she just has so many options.
Yep,
Yeah,
she
we
does.
love her.
Yeah, she's great. Plant You is another one. She's always pumping out some really good recipes. So she just came out with a cookbook in 2023. So
Yeah,
it's really
congrats
exciting.
to her.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have our own meal plans when it comes to wanting to cook. So we have a 5-day meal plan and a 1-month meal plan. They are not holiday specific, but if you're looking to go into 2024 and mindlessly have your meals planned for you for an entire month, that 1-month meal plan is perfect for you. So highly recommend those if you don't want to think or plan your meals after the holidays. I try to convince Nick all the time to like, can we just like order some meals online? He's like,
Yes.
no, we're going to save money and make our own. I'm like, fine.
Whenever anyone asks me like what would you do if you won the lottery, the first thing I would say was like personal chef. Like I will live in a shack, but I'm paying a personal chef to live in 3 meals a day. Do it to it. I want
That sounds amazing.
the dream.
Yep.
But what I like about the meal plan is it follows a lot of those recipes follow those same criteria that we were talking about at the beginning. Minimal ingredients, short prep times, no strange ingredients, a lot of one pot meals. So if those are the criteria you're looking for, pick up that meal plan because everything is super delicious, super nutritious, super easy.
Yep. And then when in doubt, support your local vegan restaurants, which that was Katie's idea. And I loved it so much because there are so many restaurants locally, depending on where you live, that often have vegan options available or even stuff that you can order online. I remember last year there was some sort of like, it was like a vegan roast or something that you could order. It was very expensive, so I did not order it, but it looked amazing. So there's lots of options.
Spoiler alert, that's what I did at Thanksgiving. No one's listening to this, but I totally ordered from one of my favorite restaurants and I put it in my own containers like I made it myself.
Yes, there's a hack for you. I love it. Katie, I would not mind actually just going up and buying a plate of food. That actually sounds wonderful.
I'm serious. I might do that. I might do that for Christmas.
I mean, you get the variety without having to like make everything. Oh, that sounds lovely.
You have a plate. You don't have to risk like everybody eating your vegan food before you even have a chance to get it.
Yes.
Well, let's get into the recipes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about 3 different recipes, dessert, dinner, lunch, and breakfast, right?
Yeah, so we just kind of put together some options for you guys. We're obviously going to give you the links for the actual recipes that you can pick up in the show notes. But this is just to kind of give you some inspiration for the holidays, because what I like a lot about these recipes, they are all 10 ingredients or less. And they are all 15-minute prep times and less. We all got 15 minutes. Even I got 15 minutes. And when it comes to the holidays, that's about all I want to do. So all of these 3 recipes for each meal are 15 minutes or less. So I love that. So let's bring it home with breakfast. So again, these are very, very simple, concentrating on whole food ingredients. So good old granola with like a little gingerbread twist. And this one has it's like a thicker baked granola. And so you can actually take cookie cutters and make them into little shapes.
No way.
I am a sucker for a cookie cutter.
Yep, I love cookie cutters.
So this is from my girl Minimalist Baker, her gingerbread granola. Again, under 10 ingredients. You could also do this if you have a really good baked oatmeal recipe. You could do the same thing. So your normal recipes that you're comfortable with, that you know that you like, you're comfortable with the ingredients, you feel good when you eat it, and make it festive by just cutting out some cute little snowmen and candy canes, and stars, and all that good stuff.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're shutting this podcast down. We're going to go
I
make
know,
some
I'm
gingerbread
like-
granola.
I'm drooling.
Okay, that sounds delicious. Now, next we have vegan churro scones, and this is from Vegan Richa. And oh my goodness, 10 ingredients, 10-minute prep time. I am also, you're a sucker for cookie cutters, or so am I. I'm a sucker for scones. I love a good scone. So, vegan churro scones, how festive. It just sounds absolutely delicious.
Absolutely. I think like with a recipe that's like maybe not necessarily, you wouldn't relate it to holiday, but you add a holiday spice and all of a sudden it's like, ooh, it's so warm and toasty. And it's a scone. It's from Britain. It's fancy automatically.
That's right. Level up your breakfast with a scone.
I know. Or what do they say? They say scone. Scone.
Okay, yeah.
Scone.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Yeah.
I love this if you have people coming in. You can actually make this one overnight. So I love a good French toast casserole. It was super easy. Again, under 10 minutes, under 10 ingredients. You don't need to do a lot of baking, or you don't need to be Martha Stewart. Super easy. You can double, triple the recipes super easily. And it looks very, very pretty in the bowl.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
Overnight French toast and baked in the next day in the morning is fantastic, because you also wake up to that smell, which is delicious. And this, okay, I know it's not the same, but it kind of reminds me of that movie where, is it Sarah Jessica Parker takes something out of the fridge and I think she dumps it.
Family Stone.
Family
I love
Stone.
It. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's one of my go-to holiday
It's
movies.
such
I have
a
to
good
watch
holiday
it.
movie. Yeah.
It was her strata that she spills.
Strata, that's right. Not French toast casserole, but you get the gist.
But you know what I'm thinking about? So I'm picturing like a casserole dish, a little plate of scones, and little granola in
Ooh.
shapes. Wouldn't that make such a good breakfast table?
Yes.
Oh, I need to plan weddings again. No, I don't. It was the worst. What about lunchtime?
Lunchtime. So we could do a butternut squash soup. This comes from delish.com. Again, 10 ingredients, 10-minute prep time, warm and cozy, and also really colorful. Like butternut squash just has a nice, like vibrant, sort of rich yellow color. And you can always add some pepitas and like a drizzle of vegan sour cream or something like that. Some sort of creme.
Yes, so pretty in the bowl.
Yes.
It's so easy. You just throw everything in the blender.
Yes. Yeah.
Dunzos. Love it.
Dunzos.
And it's so hearty. I love a casserole, and I love the fact that when I used to kind of eat the standard American diet, the casserole was like very super like meat heavy and dairy heavy, and now I get to enjoy a casserole and it's still very hearty, but with whole food plant-based ingredients, I don't feel like garbage after eating it. So the great thing about casserole, again, your knife skills don't have to be perfect. You can just dump it, bake it, one pot meal, throw it all together, beautiful in the plate, delicious. So again, this one is 15 minutes, 10 ingredients, sweet potato rosemary casserole. That sounds so good.
And rosemary, if your neighbor has a lot of rosemary growing their landscaping, just go
This girl.
Just kidding. Don't do it.
Just thievery.
No, only if they said that you can, obviously. Okay, Katie, I was looking up where casserole came from. There are way too many different places, but one of them says
everyone wants to claim the casserole.
Everyone wants to claim the just delicious, amazing Midwestern casserole. But one says the word casserole is derived from a French word that means saucepan. So apparently casseroles originated as a communal pots that people shared for meals. So I don't know how accurate that is. That's just Google, but there's a lot of options here of where they came from.
Excellent.
So, yeah, okay. Just a little fun fact.
Little history.
A little history. Okay, so we had the casserole, we've got the soup, and now we have, Katie, a vegan apple walnut salad.
Served warm. Oh, so good.
Yes. Yes.
So good.
So this comes from the Herbivore. And again, 10 ingredients, 10-minute prep time. Oh man, a good vegan apple walnut salad is just chef's kiss.
So good. I love a fresh salad with lots of color on my holiday table. It's a must.
Yep. My aunt makes a salad similar to this, and every single year when she asks, what can I make or what can I bring to Christmas? And I'm like, bring your salad because it's so good.
Nice.
But hold the feta and put it on the side.
See, and that's such a good tip because, that's a tip that you can give your host. Like, would you mind putting it on the side so I can enjoy it too? Yes. And then everybody can add their own. We can just have that on the table. Such a good tip.
Yep. I'll bring my own if I need to. Okay.
Yep.
What's next?
I just love my gourds during the holidays. So anything that you can stuff, typically the recipe is pretty easy. So I love stuffed peppers during the holidays, twice baked potatoes, sweet potatoes. And this one is from Minimalist Baker again, roasted stuffed butternut squash. You just stuff it with, again, nuts and rice and different veggies and a little bit of a sauce, and you are done.
Yep.
Love it.
Beautiful. Okay, we talked about this, I think, right before Thanksgiving about making pies, like savory pies.
Yeah.
Nick, he decided he didn't want to make any pies. So that was fine. I was really looking forward to him trying some things out. We did some different things. We actually took there's a brand out there that has a vegan and gluten-free pie crust. I'm totally blanking on the name right now. I think we typically get it at either Whole Foods or Sprouts. And what we did is we turned one of them into a pie. We made like a bourbon pecan pie.
Ooh.
That's very tasty. And then the other one, because it comes in a 2-pack, we thawed it out and we made vegan pigs in a blanket. And they were so fun. I mean, it's not these things, the same thing that I grew up eating as a kid, but it worked just the same. So, and the reason we did that is because I tend to eat gluten-free mostly, but you mentioned this before Thanksgiving as well, that what are those crescent rolls that are vegan?
The Pillsbury crescent rolls.
Yes, the Pillsbury crescent rolls are already vegan, so you can do it with those too.
Do you know, are they gluten free?
No.
Oh,
yeah, that's okay. They're really good.
But I'm telling Nick I'm very disappointed at him.
I know. I was really looking forward to those pies.
There's always next year.
Exactly. So we have a vegan shepherd's pie for you. This comes from Minimalist Baker. It's 10 ingredients, 15-minute prep time. And I'll tell you what, a good vegan shepherd's pie, again, I feel like I keep saying this, but it's so good. And this time of year when it's a little bit cooler and you just want to cozy it by a fire, why not bring a slice of vegan shepherd's pie with you?
Absolutely. It's so easy. And the reason I like this one is because meat lovers, meat eaters, they're not going to miss the meat. It's so good. I am a lentil person, so this one has lentils as kind of the main quote unquote meat in the middle. But I think every plant-based person should have a good shepherd's pie recipe, and this one's perfect because it's easy, 15 minutes and less people. Easier.
Okay.
We're going off the rails.
We are. It's this holiday loopiness that everyone
I know. It's like senioritis.
Yes. Yep. Okay, what's next?
So I think same thing, shepherd's pie. I think you also need a good vegan meatloaf recipe. This is one I forgot to mention. Nora Cooks, also fantastic resource for beginners. So this is the only one that has 11 ingredients, but salt and pepper is one. So I don't really count that.
No.
But 10 minutes or less, you just shove everything in one of those loaf pans and bake it. So a meatloaf, again, is so nice to have in your repertoire in case you are entertaining, both plant-based people and meat eaters. So, you don't feel like you're doing anything kind of out of the box. It's just that same kind of hearty meatloaf that you got when you were a kid. Tastes just as good, if not
Better. Oh my goodness, growing up eating meatloaf, that was one of my least favorite meals in the whole world. Who wants to eat a loaf of meat? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So, Katie, I would pretty much just like eat the top where the ketchup was because I did not care for it. But a vegan meatloaf, I don't know what it is. It's so good, so flavorful. Oh my goodness, so nutrient dense.
It stays juicy, it's colorful, and again, you can customize it. So, like, just like Ashley said, like if you don't like carrots in yours, leave the carrots out, put something else in, or leave them out.
Yeah.
That's what I love about a lot of these recipes is when there's not a lot of meat and dairy. I feel like you can substitute out things a lot easier.
Yep. I could not agree
Yeah,
more. All
that's
right. So,
right.
desserts, the best part, well, in my opinion. So, let's start with a no bake Biscoff tart.
Mm, mm,
No bake.
mm.
So, no baking.
No bake, no
And
bake.
anything with Biscoff in the name is like, yes, so good.
That is one of those things that's accidentally vegan.
Yes.
They make a cookie butter vegan.
Yep.
It like when I found that out, I was like, no way, because that stuff is so delicious.
So
And you
good.
can take the cookies, you can make it a pie crust, you can mix up the cookie butter with and make it into a batter, which is I think what the little blog of vegan does. So this is great because you don't have to let it sit in the fridge for hours and hours and hours, or let it sit in the let it bake in the oven if you're baking something else. Works great.
Yes. And it's 8 ingredients, 15-minute prep time. And these are the same cookies that airlines serve, right? The little Biscoff cookies that are also vegan.
I think
Or
so.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how they got that contract, but lucky
I
us.
know. Yes, exactly. Lucky for all the vegans in the world.
That's right. But I love all these recipes because a lot of these are very versatile. So the next one is a pumpkin pie trifle. So again, if you're like Ashley and I, where you watch British Bake Off, they usually have a trifle week or something. So it's basically just a glass dish that has something cake-like or crunchy, something cream, and then some kind of flavored filling. And so this one technically is pumpkin pie, but you can totally make it whatever you want. You can make it sweet potato, you can make it chocolate, and it's very, very versatile. Super easy, 9 ingredients, 10 minutes, and it looks so pretty in the glass. Like if you have a glass container. Oh, and you can make a big one, or if you have mason jars, which they're all the rage, you can fill it up with everybody gets their own individual dessert, which is fancy.
Very fancy.
Love it.
Yep. I think that sounds delicious. Okay, if you're a peppermint fan, then you are going to love this last one that we have for you, which is peppermint bark, 7 ingredients, 15-minute prep time from Loving It Vegan. And not only does it taste delicious, but it also looks really festive as well. So this really can elevate, because cookies or different desserts sometimes tend to be like brown or chocolate. This can really elevate it with some nice pop of color.
Yeah. And if you think about cookies, like when I was looking for recipes for this episode, they have a bazillion ingredients, and who's got time for that?
Yes.
And then it's just a cookies. They're so simple, but I'm always thinking about like how it's going to look. So this one actually is double, where they have like the white chocolate and the dark chocolate together with the little white and red peppermint. So it looks so festive and fancy.
So festive. Okay, Katie,
Love
proposition
it.
for you. We both make some desserts. We get together, tons of blankets, fireplace on, and we have a Christmas movie marathon.
Office Christmas party.
Yeah, Office Christmas party, White Christmas, Christmas Story, all these things.
I love that idea because I haven't seen White Christmas, and I think that one's one I kind of want to watch that with somebody.
Yeah, I think it's worth watching it with someone, especially someone who like appreciates it, because it's like it is a really it's a classic. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's so meta because in the Family Stone they watch White Christmas.
That's right.
So Christmas within a Christmas.
Yep. Gosh, White Christmas came out in 1954. Wow.
That's crazy.
It's a Wonderful Life came out before that. It was 1946. Wild. Okay, fun fact.
I know everyone's like, oh, that's only 50 years ago. No, that was 70 years ago.
Oh, what is that, like millennial math or something?
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, I hope these ideas, gave you some inspiration. I hope you guys will really try to give yourself grace over the holidays. Make things simple for yourselves. Don't stress. It's all about having fun. It's all about what can you take off your plate. And so hopefully, again, we'll put these links in the show notes, and you guys can use these if you want to. So they're
Yes.
tried and true, delicious, nutritious, plant-based. We love it.
Yep. And all your guests will be asking for the recipes. So you can check out all those links below. We have them all listed there for you so you can easily access them. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to make some of these like
I
tonight.
know. I really want to make the Biscoff tart.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Okay.
I
Maybe next time we're
know.
actually together in person, we can make it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. We hope you have a wonderful holiday season. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. We wouldn't be here without your support. So thank you. Have a wonderful holiday. How many times can I say that, Katie? Because I really do mean it.
And stay tuned because we will be showing our best of
Oh,
2023 of the podcast. 2 volumes coming
yep.
out.
That's right. So if you're a new listener,
Yeah.
this is actually a great way to kind of binge some of our content from this past year and like really get an idea of who we've had on the show and some of their amazing stories. And oh my gosh, Katie, we've had some really great, I'm thinking back to like earlier this year, we've had some really fantastic guests.
Yes, such powerful stories, so much inspiration, so much good education from the experts. So we're going to condense them all into like the best nuggets we usually have a professional episode, episode, and then like a personal story episode. So yeah, just like Ashley said, if you're a beginner, perfect ones to binge.
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in today. I'm going to go make some hot chocolate or something. I'm in the mood for something warm and cozy.
All right. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Until next time, keep thriving.